Hi guys, it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Garden, and today I'm going to prepare my garden beds for planting. Come along. Let me first take you through the garden. In front here I have my 2 boxes that I usually plant my cut flowers in. I'm going to add 2 more boxes on that side because I have so many flowers this year, guys. And take a peek at my Generous Gardener rose. It's grown really well. I'm hoping this year it really grows. I only planted this last year and it was a tiny little plant. I still have yet to prune all my roses. That I think I might do tomorrow. We actually have a day of sun here and it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. It is like crazy how we haven't had any good weather. So over here I have some of my winter sowing. I'll give you a peek at that while we're looking at it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you, but oop, let me get out of my shadow. In here, let's see if I can let you see it. Let me see. These are echinacea growing. These you can see are, what were these? Oh, stock. These are alyssum. It's kind of hard to see, but see them in there? In here I have poppies coming. See them in there? And this is more echinacea. I think I have Allen's Pride and Super Duper. And this is foxgloves. So they're coming. So I didn't do a lot of winter sowing this year, just that much. But as you can see from all my raised beds, I did put a layer of dried leaves over my beds for the winter. I'm not going to take it all off. I might just take off a little bit because some of them are really big. And look at this. My ranunculus decided to overwinter. Last year, my ranunculus failed. I got 1 flower and it was yellow. It was like a slap in the face, my least favorite color. It was a mix. It's supposed to be mixed colors. But look at this, is looking pretty good. So I'm gonna leave it. Over here, I have my garlic. Unfortunately, I had to plant soft neck garlic this year because I was too late when I went to order. I already ordered my garlic for next year, so I'm not gonna miss out again, but it's growing. And the only other thing I have growing is my buncheon onions, which overwintered and came back, of course. You can see them right here. And one other thing I got, look at my garden bunch, guys. I just got this. Isn't it so pretty? I'm so pleased with it. You can't really see the color. The sun is bad here. But I'm so pleased with my garden bench. I had a little cement bench here with no back on it, and it was really uncomfortable. Okay, so let's get going. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I also planted peas. I planted, I don't know, 160 peas maybe. They haven't come up yet. I planted the easy peasies right there. Then I have a row of garden sweet peas. And then what do I have here? Oh, sugar snap peas right here. And then this was a new one I got from, I think it was Fruition Seeds, Compact Snow Spotlight. It's snow peas, but it's purple and green. They haven't come up yet. The other thing I planted was I planted over in this corner. I planted some tatsoi, some Asian spinach. Nothing's emerging yet, but I'm telling you, it has been wet and disgusting and no sun. So hopefully with 2 days of sun, things will start to change. So let's get going and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rake up most of these leaves and sticks and all the debris that fell down during the winter time. I have my collapsible, trusty, rusty collapsible bag here and a couple of rakes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just taking the big stuff. I'm not gonna worry about the little leaf litter because it's actually really good for the bed. So I'm just gonna get the big stuff up so I can see what I'm doing, and it gives my seedlings and everything, my seeds, a chance to emerge and not have to go through all this deep leaf litter. Oh, I forgot my gloves, as always. I bet I put them on. I'm trying to be better about it. As I go through, I'll be weeding too. So any weeds I see, I'll pull out. It is so wet under these leaves because we have had ridiculous amounts of rain. I'm just so happy to be out in the sunshine. I can't even tell you how much it lifts my spirits. I had these 2 big rocks right beside my ranunculus because I was trying to give some like thermal heat from the sun, heating up the rocks and keeping my ranunculus warm. I don't know if it worked or not, but they're doing okay. Believe it or not, the big deep layer of leaves help keep the weeds down. I think I just pulled maybe 3 little weeds out of here. Not bad. that's good enough. I'm going to do the rest of the beds the same way. We did a really good job of mulching the leaves in this bed before we put them down. So the leaves are really broken down. So in this bed, I'm not going to remove all the leaves because they'll just break down further. I'm going to leave it just like that. Just going to remove like the big sticks, some weeds, and leave the rest like that. So you don't always have to remove all the leaves. So this bed is where I grew my carrots and my onions last year. So at the end of the season, after I pulled up all my vegetables, I did put a couple of bags of black cow manure on this bed. Carrots don't like too much nutrients in the soil, like fresh. It's better if you put it down like in the fall and let it sit over the winter before you plant your carrots. So this bed's pretty much topped off, so I don't really have to top this bed off anymore. And plus, it did show true. If you saw my video on the soil test, which I will link over there or over there, I never know which side it goes on. But if you saw on the soil test, this bed was in perfect condition. It was in optimal standards for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Took me a minute. So I'm not going to really amend this bed at all. Might just put a little tiny bit of blood meal, but not much. The rest of the beds were low, mostly just on nitrogen. I'm not going to put a fertilizer that has NPK in it. I'm just going to do blood meal, which is just nitrogen. So it's 12-0-0. So the rest of my beds, when I top them off, I'm just going to get mixed in with some blood meal, 12-0-0. Because my phosphorus and my potassium were in perfect, were fine. Some of them were actually a little bit high, so I certainly don't want to raise it up anymore. It's very easy to add stuff, but once it's already in your soil, you certainly can't take it away. So that's what I'm going with this year. So that's the importance of a soil test, because if I didn't take the soil test, I would have put like a biotone or something that has a lot of N, P, and K on this, and it would have been out of balance. So this is my covered hoop bed that I have that has insect netting on it. I am going back and forth about what to do with this bed. I planted my brassicas in it last year, and I didn't get one single cabbage moth, but I don't know. Then the rest of the season, the bed was kind of a waste of space. I'm thinking I might take this off. I don't know. Still thinking about it. So now I'm just going to go around and clean up the pathways. We're getting there. The reluctant gardener, Mr. Hubby, is building me a compost bin on his lunch hour. I needed a third one. So I was lazy last fall when I cleaned out my gardens, and I just threw all the tomato clips on the ground, and now I'm paying for it because I got to pick them all up. I certainly don't want this plastic in my compost. So lesson learned, complete the job and clean up after yourself. My bad. I'm gonna do a garden tour soon, but I can't resist showing you my grape hyacinths. Look at how pretty they are. They're stunning. I planted these last fall. They go all the way down. They got eaten by bunnies almost immediately, but they came back. So here's a closer look at what I'm using. Again, I don't get sponsored by these companies. It's just what I like to use. I'm using the organic blood meal from Espoma because I was low on nitrogen, and pretty much that's all I was low on. I'm trying to see, so it says 12-0-0. I just need nitrogen, so I'm not going to bother adding too much other stuff to my beds. Throw it off balance. And then I'm using this Coast of Maine Castine Blend Raised Bed Mix. It has compost made with lobster and crab shell meal, kelp meal, earthworm castings, and mycorrhizae, which I can never pronounce, but I think I did a pretty good job at the time. So let's get this on the beds. The first thing I have to do is take out my drip irrigation. So I'm just going to lift that up. You see all these extra coils of drip at the end? Those are for my grow bags where I grow my potatoes. And this is just pinned down with some garden staples. You can bury your drip irrigation. I just don't like to, because I like to see whether it's getting watered or not. What if it was clogged and I didn't know? I like to be able to see the water dripping out. Oh shoot, I'm making a mess of something I just cleaned up. I'm obviously not going to show you every bed, but just to show you my process. Okay. No gloves again. I hope I bought enough. Probably didn't. How nice that soil looks. I can almost guarantee you I didn't buy enough. Ow. Because this was 2 cubic foot bed. I bought 3 of them, so I bought 6 cubic feet. And I think I'm gonna need 2 cubic feet for each bed. And I have how many beds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8. Yeah, guys. Back to the store. I'll get done as much as I can with what I have. Just realized there was a hole in this bag. Hope I didn't lose some. I mean, it's not even filled to the tippity top with that. Oh well. I'm just so excited to start my garden bed. Okay, now I'm gonna sprinkle some blood meal. I never measure anything. If you wanna know what it says, 1 pound per 100 square feet. I never pay attention to any of this. This is 3 by 8, so that's what, 24 square feet. So I'd need 1/4 pound, about. And 1 pound is 3 cups. So if I needed 1/4 pound, I can't do that math. I'm not gonna measure it anyway, so I don't know why I bothered. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on. Like that. And then I'm gonna mix it in a little bit. In this bed last year, I had mostly peppers and green beans. I haven't decided where I'm gonna plant what this year. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I'm not really great at the planting part. Like guys, I grew so many plants. I have so many seedlings in my basement. I have absolutely not enough room. I mean, I'll give some away for sure, but I could plan and be better, but I just don't. It's not fun for me, so I don't do it. Fun now, worry about it later is my motto. Okay, that looks great. Actually, I think that's enough soil for this one. It will still settle a little bit, but it's fine. On to the next bed. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna replace my drip irrigation now. Oh, I just heard a bee buzz by. I put this drip in myself last season. If you're new to my channel, you can look back. I This is my second year with this raised bed vegetable garden. I've never done anything like this before. Before last year, I should say. So I think overall it was a tremendous success. If I can find any pictures from last year, I'll pop some in so you can see how my garden did. But I did learn a lot. And the one thing I'm going to do differently this year is I am going to load these beds up. I had a lot of sparse areas because I was afraid to crowd the plants. Not this year. I'm going to load it up and may the best plants win. Okay, on to the next bed. I'm in the middle of filling all my beds and getting them all orderly, but today is the day of the solar eclipse. So I have my glasses. I wish I could show you guys because it started. It looks so weird. It looks like there's a giant bite taken out of the sun. So this is a couple of days later on refreshing my garden beds. I did run out of soil. I bought 6 cubic feet and I ended up needing 15 cubic feet. So I was a little bit off. And also I was having massive camera problems. So I'm sorry if the footage isn't great because my camera just kept shutting off on a few videos I was trying to make that day. So anyway, let me just show you around. I topped everything off with the Castine Coast of Maine raised garden mix like I showed you in earlier. I topped it off with some blood meal to raise the nitrogen because when I did my soil tests, my nitrogen was low. And now we are ready to go. It looks so nice with the fresh soil, and that soil is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you're liking the content, I'd really appreciate a nice thumbs up. I welcome your comments, and you could subscribe if you feel so inclined. And until next time, get out and grow. Bye-bye.